Sri Gurubhyo Nama children, welcome to online session Ekalaiva. Already we are discussing with chemical kinetics. That day I gave introduction about chemical kinetics. There are three aspects for the chemical reactions, already I told you. The feasibility of the chemical reaction. What is feasibility? The possibility of the chemical reaction which is determined by thermodynamics. So thermodynamics talks about the possibility of the reaction, that is feasibility of the reaction, where delta G is less than 0 at constant temperature and pressure. I told about delta G, that is Gibbs free energy, change in Gibbs free energy. The another aspect is the extent to which the chemical reaction is taking place. We should know to which extent the chemical reaction is taking place, which is determined by equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. So these two aspects are over. The next one, we should know at which rate, at what rate the chemical reaction is taking place. We should know the speed of the chemical reaction, the rate at which the equilibrium is attained in a chemical reaction, balanced state is attained in a chemical reaction. So this should be, this information talks about the chemical kinetics. So we should know the rate of the chemical reaction, the rate of the reaction at which equilibrium is attained. So all these are the different aspects of the chemical reactions. And to start with, I told about, I gave the definition for chemical kinetics. What is chemical kinetics? It is a branch of science that deals with the, movement of the particles in a chemical reaction at the, at a particular time. So we can call it as chemical kinetics. And I told about the, we have seen other important concept like average rate. I told you. We have started with average rate. What is rate of the reaction or average rate? It is nothing but change in concentration of reactant or product per unit time. So actually, how will you find out the rate of a chemical reaction? The rate of a chemical reaction can be determined by the change in concentration of reactant or product per unit time. So we have to see how the concentration of the reactant or product varies with respect to time. So we can call it as average rate or rate of the reaction. And I have given, we have derived expression for average rate in terms of reactants as well as in terms of products on that day. Today we are going to see the another important concept that is known as instantaneous time. What do you mean by instantaneous? What do you mean instant? That is the reaction at a particular moment of time, the rate of the reaction at a particular moment, at a particular instant, at a particular moment of a time gives us the instantaneous rate. So what is instantaneous rate? It is nothing but the rate of the reaction, chemical reaction at a particular moment of time. We can call it as instantaneous rate. So today we are going to, I am going to define the instantaneous rate. After defining the instantaneous rate, I am going to talk about the, I am going to show about the graphical representation. We are going to see the average rate as well as instantaneous rate by means of a graph. We are going to determine the graphical representation of average rate and instantaneous rate. Are you ready, children? Be ready with your notebook. We are going to see the definition first, followed by the graphical representation of average rate and instantaneous rate. To start with, instantaneous rate definition. What do you mean by instantaneous rate? So instantaneous rate is nothing but the rate of a reaction, the rate of a reaction at a particular moment of time, the rate of a reaction at a particular moment of the time, the rate of the reaction at the particular moment at the particular moment of time the rate of the reaction at a particular moment of time is called instantaneous rate of a reaction, is called instantaneous rate of a reaction. So, here I have defined about instantaneous rate. Instant means at a particular moment, the rate of a reaction at a particular moment of time. So, we can call it as instantaneous rate. So, this is the definition for instantaneous rate. In the previous class, I told about average rate, that is between the two time intervals. Between the time intervals, we have defined the rate of the reaction between the time interval. So, here we are going to discuss about the rate of the reaction at a particular moment of a time, at a particular instant of a time, at a particular point, of a time. So, we can call it as instantaneous rate. Now, we are going to see the graphical representation of average rate as well as instantaneous rate for reactant as well as for product. So, this here we are going to talk about the graphical representation of graphical representation of average rate of a reaction. Graphical representation of average rate of a reaction. Graphical representation of average rate of the reaction we are going to see. So, in order to show the graphical representation of average rate, we need two important quantities. What are the two quantities we need here? One quantity is time, another quantity is molar concentration. So, in order to draw a graph to talk about the average rate, we need two quantities. What are the two quantities we need here? Towards the x-axis, we are going to plot time, and towards the y-axis, we are going to talk about the molar concentration. It can be a molar concentration of a reactant or product. So, actually, I gave definition for average rate, that is a change in concentration of reactant or product. What is that? At a particular, at a unit time. In unit time, what is the change in concentration of reactant or product? That is the average rate. So, here we need two quantities to draw the graph to show the average rate. That is, I am going to take the time in the x-axis and concentration in the y-axis. Average rate of the reaction with respect to reactant concentration. Average rate of the reaction with respect to reactant concentration. First, we are going to talk about average rate with respect to reactant concentration. For that, I need to plot a graph. Draw a graph taking time in the x-axis. Time is measured in seconds, which is taken in the x-axis. Whereas I am going to indicate molar concentration of reactants molar concentration of reactants in the y-axis, where the unit of molar concentration is moles per liter. The unit is moles per liter. So, I have taken time in the x-axis and molar concentration of the reactant in y-axis, where time is expressed in terms of seconds. Molar concentration of the reactants are expressed in terms of moles per liter. So, I am getting a graph where the concentration of the reactant decreases with time. I am getting a graph where the concentration of the reactant decreases with time. I am getting a curve, you can see the concentration of the reactant decreases with respect to time. So, this is the curve which denotes the concentration of the reactant which decreases when the reaction takes place. So, initially the concentration of the reactant will be greater, but when the reaction proceeds, what is happening? The concentration of the reactant decreases, whereas the concentration of the product increases. So, the reactant concentration gets decreased and the product concentration will be increased. So, actually this is the curve which talks about decrease in concentration of reactant. So, decrease in concentration of reactant with respect to time. Decrease in concentration of reactant with respect to time. With respect to time. So, we are going to calculate the average rate. Already I told you, we are going to talk about the average rate in terms of what is that, reactant concentration. So, I need two quantities here. I have plotted time in the x-axis where time is measured in seconds, and I have plotted molar concentration of reactants in y-axis where it is expressed in moles per liter. I got a graph, I got a curve here where the concentration of the reactant decreases with respect to time. We need to see the average rate. We are going to talk about the average rate here. For example, I am plotting 2 points here. Here, this is T1 and this is T2. And this is R1 and here I am plotting R2. So, this is actually R1 and R2, and what is that? This is T1 and T2. So, this distance is known as delta t and this distance is known as delta r. We are going to define R average, that is average rate of the reaction. R average is equal to minus delta R divided by delta T. So, what is R average? It is nothing but minus delta R by delta T. Why we are using minus here? Why it is indicated as minus negative here? Because as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant decreases. So, initially the concentration of the reactant will be greater. When the reaction proceeds, what is happening? The concentration of the reactant decreases. That is why I have indicated a negative sign here. So, what is the next one? R average is equal to minus of minus R2 minus R1 divided by T2 minus T1. So, what is R average? Average rate of the reaction we are defining, we are plotting, we are representing the average rate of the reaction in terms of a graph. So, what I have done? I have drawn a graph taking time in the x-axis where time is measured in seconds and concentration of the reactant, molar concentration of the reactant in y-axis where it is expressed in moles per liter. I have got a graph where the concentration of the reactant decreased with respect to time. I got a curve where the concentration of the reactant decreases with respect to time. And afterwards what I have done? I wanted to indicate the average rate in a graph. So, I have marked 2 points in the curve where R1 and R2 where it talks about the, what is that, concentration of the reactant, and T1 and T2 talks about the time with respect to R1 and R2. So, here R average is equal to minus delta R by delta T. What is this negative symbol? As the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant decreases. That is why I have given a negative symbol there. So, what is delta R? Delta R is nothing but, what is that? Concentration change in the concentration of the reactant. What is delta T? Change in the time, is it not change in time? So, delta R is nothing but change in the concentration of the reactant, delta T is nothing but change in the time. So, in place of delta R, I can write as R2 minus R1, whereas T2 minus T1 talks about the change in the time. And what is that? R2 is nothing but and now we are going to talk about the graphical representation of average rate in terms of product concentration, in terms of product concentration. So draw a graph. I am drawing a graph taking time in the x-axis, time in the x-axis which is represented, which is measured in seconds, and molar concentration of the products which is measured in moles per liter, which is measured in moles per liter. So, I have taken time in the x-axis which is measured in seconds and molar concentration of the products in y-axis which is measured in moles per liter. I am getting a graph like this. I am getting a graph like this where the concentration of the product increases with respect to time. So, this graph talks about the increase in concentration of the products with respect to time. In the previous case, in the previous graph, we have seen a curve where the concentration of the reactant decreases with the time. In the first graphical representation, I told the concentration of the reactant decreases with respect to time. Here we are talking about the product concentration. So, what is happening? Initially, the concentration of the reactant will be greater. When the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant decreases, whereas the concentration of the product will be greater. So, this curve talks about the increase in concentration of the product with respect to time. So, here I am going to plot two important points here. You mark 2 points here, one here and another one here. So, here with respect to time, what will be the molar concentration? With respect to time here, what is the molar concentration? So, here I am taking this as a T1, this I am taking it as a T2, here I have taken it as P1 and here I have taken as P2. What is this actually? This can be called as delta T. This change can be indicated as delta T. Here it can be indicated as delta P. So, we are going to define the average rate. R average is equal to, what is R average here? Increase in concentration of products. So, how will you show? It is a positive quantity. There is an increase in the concentration of the product. So, usually it is denoted by positive quantity plus delta P divided by delta T. What is delta P? Change in the concentration of product. What is delta T? Change in the time. So, what is delta P here? Change in the concentration of product, change in product concentration, change in product concentration. What is delta T? Change in time. This equation further it can be written as R average is equal to plus delta P can be written as P2 minus P1 and delta T can be written as T2 minus T1. So, here I have plotted a graph taking time in the x-axis and molar concentration of the product in the y-axis. I got a curve where the concentration of the product increases with respect to time. We are going to plot the average, R average, average rate of the reaction. So, here what is the expression we are going to write? R average is equal to plus, why I am using plus here? because the reaction is moving towards the product side. The reaction is moving towards the product side. So, what is happening? The concentration of the product increases. So, R average is equal to plus delta P by delta T. What is delta P? Change in product concentration. What is delta T? Change in time. This expression can be otherwise written as R average is equal to plus delta P can be written as P2 minus P1, whereas delta T can be written as T2 minus T1. What is P2 and P1? They are change in concentration of product, molar concentration of the product, whereas T2 and T1 it talks about the time taken for the change to occur. So, this is the graphical representation of average life. So, we have indicated, we have plotted, we have identified, we have determined the graphical representation of average life both for reactant concentration as well as for product concentration. Now, we are going to move towards the other thing. Already I defined instantaneous rate. I defined in the, what is that? In the beginning, I told about the instantaneous rate. What is instantaneous rate? The rate of the reaction at a particular moment of time, at a particular instant of time. So, we can call it as instantaneous rate. Now, we are going to represent, we are going to give the graphical representation of instantaneous rate for both reactants as well as the products. Graphical representation of instantaneous rate, graphical representation of instantaneous rate graphical representation of instantaneous rate in terms of reactants. In terms of reactants. So, we are going to see the graphical representation for instantaneous rate for both the reactants as well as products. So, here first we are going to derive, we are going to talk about the graphical representation of instantaneous rate in terms of reactants. Draw a graph taking time in the x-axis, which is measured in seconds, and reactant, molar concentration of reactant in y-axis. Molar concentration of reactants in y-axis, where the unit is moles per liter. So, we are getting a graph like this. I want to determine the, what is that, at this point I am going to calculate the, what is that, instantaneous rate. At this point of time, I wanted to know the change in concentration. I wanted to know the change in concentration at this particular moment of time, at this particular instant of time. I wanted to know the, what is that, change in the concentration at this particular point, at this particular instant of time. So, here what is that we can do? Draw a tangent. Draw a tangent. Draw a tangent at this point. The slope of the tangent, gives, instantaneous rate. Slope of this tangent gives instantaneous rate. So actually this will be dp by dt. So at this point P, the slope of the tangent at this point P, so you will be getting the R instantaneous, that is instantaneous rate at this particular point P. So slope of the tangent, when you draw a tangent at this point, the slope of the tangent gives the instantaneous rate. So R instantaneous is equal to dp by dt. Here, what is that? R instantaneous what is the limitation here? What is the limitation? Time approaches to 0. Time approaches to 0. So here this graphical representation talks about the, what is that, instantaneous rate of the, what is that, product initial instantaneous rate of the reactant concentration. So the slope of the tangent gives the instantaneous rate.